think I'd like to fill out our administration next. Fill the remaining positions in the administration. Tina Way, send a suitable employee on the mission. Keep in mind that they will not return until next month. Oh, okay. We're getting some more of the simulation vibes of the game. Tina Way says, Mr. President, you personally make the decisions on key appointments in the administration. But beyond that, we need to hire an army of clerks to handle the day-to-day business of government. I understand that you can't approve every candidate. You have better things to do, but maybe you could send someone from your team to supervise the process. Okay. Oh, I dragged someone in. I was like, what? How do I do this? So Alta. Writing press releases and speeches, spreading rumors, speaking with journalists, public attacks. I don't think Alvaro's the guy. Clint? I think Clint's the one that we want to have drafting our first order of business, right? Our Mars missions. Our executive order. This would be the guy that I want to have fill the administration, though. You know what? Or drafting the amendment. Let's take a look at the other things. Draft the amendment. Yeah, okay. Ellie says, darling, I'm already overwhelmed with the amendment, and there's a lot of work to be done. Need a final text as soon as possible. When we get Noah on board, he'll have to present something to the congressman. Can you lend me an employee from headquarters to help out a little? See, if we do fill the administration, then we'll have more people to do other things. Antonio says, for compose the first executive order, buddy, pal, please appoint one of your team members in charge of drafting the first executive order to colonize Mars. It's always like that. Nothing gets off the ground until you put someone in charge. It was just like that with my birthday party, until I hinted to Ellie that I hoped it would be perfectly planned. The party wasn't even on our schedule. Okay, I'm gonna get Clint to do this. Okay. I'll get Alta to fill the administration. Can I wait? Goals and promises. I think I have to choose these things. Get Ollie to draft the amendment. What? Can't I just move forward? Oh no. I think I screwed this up. Ollie, get on it! You dealt with everything that was urgent and can now move on to the next month. It's just a draft. Ollie can do it. I believe in him. End of November 2020. Oh man, this is not gonna go well. Okay, we gained 4.7 approval rating. Excellent. We're into December, everybody. Okay. Compose the first executive order. Buddy, Clint says he's drafted a super legally secure version of your first executive order. According to him, not a single bastard judge will be against colonizing Mars. I should have got the computer guy to do this. Clint has prepared a summary of the decree for you. Check out what he's come up with. The first executive order colonizing Mars. If America doesn't lead the way to colonize Mars, someone else will. Plus, government exploration of Mars is the only way to ensure that its resources will go to the people, not to the corporations. You'll colonize Mars, drawing entirely on budgetary funds. Why does it say postpone? I prefer to do this over the amendment. HR manager Tino A says, Mr. President, Alta has gathered all her acquaintances and her acquaintances' acquaintances. We've assembled a very friendly team. Not sure how effectively they'll be. Some days will be birthday parties from morning to night. I hope we can get all the work done. Plus 3% approval rating? We got a crack team. Oh God. Oh God. Honey, Ollie has finished the draft and has an abstract for you that covers the main points. It's one sentence. Brilliant. Amendment 28 to the United States Constitution. No president of the United States shall be prosecuted after their term in office is over for the decisions made before the term was over. Before the term was over, okay. That sounds pretty good. Airtight. But we only have 2 million still. We got 11 months. We could do this. In the media, Joe Lynn says, what are the president-elect's supporters saying about the latest rumor? Could there be any truth to what we're hearing? That he plans to fly away to Mars and leave us to clean up his mess? Joanna Rizzuto from Just DC says, the country still hasn't recovered from the shock of the presidential elections. Rumor has it in establishment circles the president faced won't be giving up so easily and is planning both formal procedures and informal maneuvers to remain in the White House for as long as possible. Conrad Glover on Twitter says, tell you what, brother, that new president, that's Coyote. I know him. I used to go on runs for him back in the 90s. I figured that's Coyote. I figured one of the competition took him down by now. But look, he's been rising high. Oh shit. And Clint works for him too. Coyote. David Cedar, the Prime Minister of Israel. Sidar? Doesn't matter. Greetings, Mr. President-elect. I have come to New York on an unannounced visit to handle a personal matter. I'm sure you're extremely busy right now, but if you could give me some time, I would be most grateful to meet you in person. Alta, we got our communications director here saying, so how about giving those journalists a public flogging? We have all the documents we need to expose the rumors as fabrications. The main thing is to keep calm and hammer the facts. Deny everything that they're trying to hang on you. Once the journalists realize that they can't provoke you, they'll calm down. Unexpected visit and fabricated rumors. Okay, so these are the events for the month that we have to deal with. You've received the first document you can sign. All signable documents are sorted in a separate tab. You can start signing documents as soon as you are inaugurated, but you can use the time before you become president to lobby for your first executive order. Lobbying costs money, but if you hype up a document before you sign it, it will give you a bigger ratings bump. So we gotta manage money with ratings. Lobbying takes a month. Each document can be lobbied twice for an even bigger rating boost. 200,000. Holy, that's a big boost. In progress. Okay, so we're not signing it yet. To speed up window and text animations, hold down the right mouse button. Yeah, I'm happy with the way it is. Like a nice chill experience. Let's deal with this. I think we got some new music too. This is great. Doofus says, good evening, Mr. President-elect. Please take a seat. Mr. Cedar. I'm just gonna say Cedar. I don't know how to pronounce it. Mr. Cedar, are we not having a private meeting? Doofus says, my friend, I'll let you in on a little secret. This is my meeting. David flew in at my request, but we decided to invite you so you wouldn't blow a fuse. Oh, come now, my old friend. Why do you rush to attack? Mr. President-elect, please excuse him. Dew is a great man. He just hasn't yet come to his senses after his recent defeat. Seriously, David? He started it first. I took him in as a friend, and in return, all he did was spit in my face. Get over yourself, Face. You only summoned the Prime Minister here so you could cry on his shoulder. Yeah, we're going with that. Huh. It's a good thing David has such uncomfortable shoulders, or I'd be crying like a baby right here. I've already said it, but I'll say it again. Do you think that David and I are some heartless bastards who sit around drinking bourbon while ordinary people are suffering in poverty? We are not drinking for fun, but out of grief. Our careers have been a series of missed opportunities. Why didn't you publicly apologize? That would have earned you a few more votes. Maybe you'd have to carry the election. I don't care about those damned votes, but I'm delighted that you won, my friend, although some of the comments that you and your vice president made surely swung a few votes back my way. You continue making a spectacle of yourself. This urge to pick fights with other countries, where is this coming from? Just relax. I called you for one simple reason. You see, there is one powerful person who refuses to admit your victory. He's in prison, so he's no threat to me. You underestimate Wister. He is smarter than he looks and has a lot of influential friends. Snakes like him are not contained by prison cells. You've been shitting on Wister, and he wants to get his hands on you. Right now, he's got a whole army of Secret Service agents guarding you. That's why he's looking for any lead to keep you out of the White House. And I assure you, even if you do make it there, this will not make your life any safer. Things might even get worse. So what is he planning to do? I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise of your first day in office. You'll see soon enough. David, how might I best help our new friend out of his trouble without myself raising any eyebrows? Well, Dew, that's quite the task. I can only share my experiences. I personally orchestrate the leaks that come from my administration. I say what I will do first, second, and third, and in the end, I do the fourth instead. Thus, I remain unpredictable to my opponents and smoke out the traitors. Well, you're quite the asshole. I, myself, always keep everything under lock and key, the kind of lock that no one can pick. But our dear friend here doesn't know that art. It would seem his lock has already been picked. So what do you expect me to do with all this? Don't sit idly, but prepare yourself. As I said, a massive assault is already underway against you. And if you're not swept away by the first wave, then the second one will almost surely finish you off. Let's say this. So long as our interests remain intertwined, I will help you. You've already received news from a person who is not publicly connected with me, so no one will learn that I'm helping you. Publicly, I will continue to shake my fist at you. And you must likewise continue your public criticism of me. Keep telling the world that what a bastard I am. Don't worry, it's like sweet music to me, and no one will suspect our collusion. Uh-oh. Collusion. What are you talking about? My apologies, but I could say no more. It's simply too dangerous. Soon you'll understand what I mean. And now, I am sorry, but I must be alone with David. He's the only one who can help me out of the pile of shit I find myself in. I have but one simple wish, a quiet retirement. Please try to understand, my friend, and if possible, don't discuss our conversation with anyone. Although, who would believe you if you did? Mr. President-elect, again, please forgive me. It's a pity that we had to meet under such circumstances, but I simply couldn't refuse Dew's request. I promise, next time we meet, it will be just the two of us. This is not good. Is Doofus playing us? He's playing us, right? Faithless Electors. Antonio's back. Buddy! I decided to bring back the good old days and found out something most unpleasant. We were being spied upon. And no, we're not talking about Secret Service agents. Some shady characters are watching every step we take. That's right. We saw them before. According to my old contacts in the FBI, they refer directly to Warren Monger, head of national intelligence. Here's a recording I made the other day, abiding by all rules of secrecy. As soon as I gather more evidence of illegal surveillance, we'll counterattack them together. Special services tape. The private conversations of agents. When the superiors hear this, a lot of heads will roll. Tapes like these are not easy to obtain and will fetch a lot of money on the open market. Buddy! It's never gonna get old. The election campaign has been really stressful for us. Everyone's on edge and about to lose their tempers. Alta is bullying Alvaro around. Even Clint starts tapping on the table whenever anyone talks to him. But of course, it's me who suffers the most. You know how sensitive I am. Luckily, an old college buddy of mine, the coolest psychologist ever, is in DC right now. It's not cheap, but why don't we call him in to help? I'll have everything sorted out in 10 minutes. Otherwise, I'll start to lose my mind. Okay. Ruben Shapiro, chairman at Pharma Suites. Mr. President, our corporation has created the Jupiter N vaccine. I believe that one day it will eradicate the flu. But the anti-vaccine lobby has been on the rise. Now they're calling us greedy baby killers. To increase public trust in pharma suits. That works on multiple levels, pharma suits. We filmed the vaccination movie Stars, Influencers, and Politicians. President Face, for example, has already participated. Would you like to be a part of this campaign? One shot in the shoulder and we donate $150,000 to your charity account. Yes! We need that cash. You receive your first item. Use it, go to the items tab. You can use items to earn ratings boosts and other bonuses. You can also sell items to Noah. He's always happy to buy compromising evidence and the like, and he knows how to make it pay well. To get new items, go on missions and complete assignments. Okay. 900,000? We need the money. We need it. Noah says, Mr. President, those records are surprisingly interesting. The people who these are going to will only strengthen our nation's security. With a couple of layoffs, it'll also put a few million extra in your foundation's accounts. What do you say? Are you selling? Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. My clients will be pleased. This is a rare find. He said a couple million. This is only 900,000. We're just selling state secrets. Ellie, darling, I suggest you hold on to blackmail material unless you urgently need money or approval rating. There's no need to sell it to Noah right away. It may come in handy when dealing with influential people. Oh, you could have told me that before. We're learning though. Refute rumor that you started yourself. President Face isn't going to give up the White House without a fight. Let's deal with that. Faithless Electors. He didn't say buddy. Hey man, we have a problem. Remember Ben Traer, who leaked the polling figures ahead of the Wisconsin primary? He became our elector there. So Traer just called and told me that Face people approached him with an offer. You can guess what they wanted: for him to defy the will of the people and vote with his conscience in the Electoral College. So the way that the American politics works, as I understand it, is you do vote for the president, but what you're actually voting for is like the party's representative to go and vote for the president in the Electoral College. So they could actually choose not to vote for the candidate that they're selected to vote for. They could change their mind or actually abstain. It doesn't happen very often, but it has happened where they've abstained. I don't know how often they've voted for the other person. So that's what's going on here is Faced is trying to get him to vote for the opposite of what he's supposed to vote for in the college. In return, they promised Trayer a place in Face's new administration. You know what that means? Since Face couldn't win the election fairly, he intends to buy it. Some piece of work. I can't wait to tell the media. Wait, we won the election, right? There's another one? we're just totally aloof. So Face is telling us to oppose him in the media, so we could do this. Some piece of work. I can't wait to tell the media. Face has nothing to do with it, Tony. There's other more dangerous people behind this. Yes. Are you buying Face propaganda, man? You said it yourself. He's to blame for everything. We won the majority of the electors, and if they always went with the voters' wishes, there'd be nothing to worry about. But in some states, electors have the right to vote as they please. So what do we do now? Don't worry, I already figured out a solution. Trayer told Face people that he needed to think about their offer, so we still have a chance to do something if we work quickly. First, we need to figure out what can stop a Wisconsin elector from voting however he pleases. Then we'll know what to do. The election law of each state has so many wrinkles, it's enough to trip up the devil himself. But when it comes to law, our Clint is devil's worst nightmare. We should ask him what he thinks. Mr. President-elect, I don't know the laws of each state by heart, but I can quickly learn the responsibilities of Wisconsin's electors. Or you could bring a lawsuit against the state and wait for the court to deliberate the rights of Wisconsin's electors. Either way works fine, but the courts could take months, and I don't think you have that kind of time. You are the future commander-in-chief, and don't have to do the dirty work yourself. Use your subordinates instead, but remember that they can't act on their own. Success of each mission depends on your orders. Oh, it's going to take 1 month to do that. I think we want to research the responsibilities of Wisconsin's electors. Sir, Wisconsin law does not require electors to vote for the candidate who won their state. They can vote for you or Face or Mickey Mouse. That's right, anyone. So if 9 out of Wisconsin's 10 electors support Face, he'll remain president of the United States. What? See, man, I wasn't just sounding the alarm for no reason. Just imagine what would happen if Face buys the electors. That's a ready-made scenario for a second civil war. What are we gonna do about it? Oh. Wait, is that mini putt? It's like he's golfing. No, he's mini putting. Antonio's back. We'll have a mess on our hands unless we get real evidence that Face is trying to perform a coup. Till then, Trayer won't release a public statement that they tried to buy him. And we better not push him, because we don't want to spook Face people if they're watching him. And it wouldn't look good if we were photographed with him. I say it's time to send Alvaro on a business trip. Let him carefully observe all of Trayer's contacts. Face will send someone to get Trayer's answer to his offer. Sir, I'll keep an eye on Trayer and take photos of everyone he meets. They won't take your presidency, right? But tell me, should I be all over him to make sure I don't miss anything? Or is it better for me to keep my distance? Well, we don't want him to be photographed with him, right? So distance. Sir, I didn't take my eyes off Trayer all day, but I didn't get too close either. That man has one boring life. He sits all day laboring over his paperwork. He met with someone from Face administration in some Chinese eatery. I photographed everything. Even what they ate, although those disgusting noodles make me sick. What? Chinese food is delicious. Man, we now have all the evidence we need of Faith's criminal intentions. All we need now is to give it to the press. Alta will figure that part out. Cowboy, I see you've been busy, digging up dirt on Faith. Now we just need to put it out there. Just tell me, do we address the issue through official channels or are we gossiping? Look, if we issue a press release now, we'll be in complete control of the information and we'll know what the journalists will write. But do we even want to be associated with this dirty situation? I'm afraid that Faith will somehow just drag us deeper into it. But if we just spread it by rumor, that's a completely different situation. Yes, rumors are less predictable, but whatever happens, we'll be at a safe distance. It's up to you, Cowboy.
Yeah.
I think this furthers our story, right? We're trying to we're already on the record as saying he's dirty. So we're going to issue a press release accusing Faith of bribing the electors. Things didn't go the way we hoped. Shit! We had all the evidence we needed, but that wouldn't stop our professional media from yelling that we're bullying the electors. Guess what, Cowboy? We issued an official press release that it's bad to commit crimes against democracy, and they construe it as bullying. Oh no. Man, you and Alta screwed up. The electors are mostly voting in good faith for now. There's nothing standing between you and the presidency, but a few deserters are crossing over to Faith's side, though it's not enough to affect the vote. Finally, Faith and the newspaper he controls keep accusing us of bullying the electors, but I assure you, it's only the crooks from Washington who are believing any of it. Regular people know that the truth is on our side. This looks like a real happy group of people right here. Oh no, we lost ratings. Joe Lynn from Right in the Center says, President Faith's departure is alarming. The Oval Office is about to be occupied by a man who prefers behind-the-scenes harassment to open debate. That wasn't behind the scenes. I released a... I gotta kill her. The Daily Brief courting the elites. New events. Oh my god, this is it's just all piling up. Grazina Kowalski, professor of landscape design. Sir, did you see how President Faith decorated the White House for Christmas? He tied Christmas trees around the pillars and hung weird stuffed animals from the railings. It's a disgrace. What is this? That's a bum. I think that's a bum. I'm your biggest fan, and I'd love to help decorate the president-elect's headquarters for a small fee. Want us to show Faith what real style looks like? Yeah. Reno Ratalt. Is this what it's like being the president? People are just throwing decisions at you constantly? Our personal photographer says, Sir, have you noticed how stylish the leaders of China and Russia look in their photos? Would you like to look the same? Let me tell you the secret to their photogenic looks. There's an army of makeup artists working for these guys. Why don't we hire some Hollywood makeup and special effects artists to make you look your best? Okay. Clint! Mr. President, it's too noisy at our headquarters. Alvaro is writing his surreal detective story on a mechanical typewriter. Alta is listening to country music, and Ollie is throwing a baseball monotonously against the ball. It's stopping me from meditating. We allocate some money for soundproofing my office. Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Now the walls absorb all the noise, and I can finally focus on my work. Oh, so this is like how well they like us or how focused they are. So, or stress or whatever, and it goes up as they do jobs, I believe. Good to know. Yeah, see, Alta has one. And Ollie has one. The Daily Brief. Man, those spooks are so arrogant. For weeks now, the CIA has been refusing to send your daily presidential briefing. It's a ton of important information about what's really happening in the world. You have the right to read these briefings from the day you're elected, but the intelligence community is pretending you don't even exist. And unless you're up to speed with the presidential briefings, you won't be able to manage the country once you take office. What are they thinking? If Face will parachute back into the White House on the strength of his little bullying scandal? Don't you worry, I have a plan on how to get into their offices and obtain the brief. This is a real bad idea. Oh, he's an FBI guy, though. He seems pretty bad at his job, though. Pretty incompetent. For this, we'll need people who don't create any unnecessary noise. Keep in mind that we won't be able to act remotely. Even their third-rate CIA office is walled off from basic hacker attacks. Find a hole in the CIA security and recover the daily presidential briefing. Let's take a look at the other events. Courting the elites. Ellie, I'm sure you'd like to take a break, but it's time we build bridges with the elites. Otherwise, we simply won't be able to rule the country. So I've arranged a charity event and invited some of the most influential Americans to attend. Without their support, we would get bogged down on the first tight corner. Success in your presidency is hanging on this event. Please bear in mind that the media mustn't catch wind of the fundraiser, or they'll shout that we're selling out to the elites. So don't draw too much attention. Let's keep it a quiet evening. Gather elite supporters, make sure that the press doesn't find out about the fundraiser. We don't have enough people to do all of this. Refute a rumor that you yourself started. Oh, we don't have to send anyone on this. Alta says, members of the press, thank you for coming. Mr. President-elect is ready to answer your questions. Okay, so we're dealing with this straight away. Joanna says, from Just DC says, Sir, my name is Joanna Rizzuto. I'm from Just DC. On behalf of all my colleagues and the American people, I must ask you, how do you feel about being elected president? Have you gotten used to the idea yet? I feel great. I'm getting ready for the inauguration. I'm constantly stressed, and you journalists aren't making life any easier. That's how I feel right now. No. I feel great. I'm getting ready for the inauguration. I'm sure that America will be happy to hear that. My question is, are you really planning to colonize Mars in order to permanently move there by yourself? I want to make Mars livable, so yes, it should be possible for people to move there. Otherwise, what's the point? No, I'm not saying that. That's a complete lie. I'm not going to comment on this nonsense. Does anyone have a serious question? We need to refute this, so... No, I'm not saying that. That's a complete lie. In this case, how do you comment on the fact that you're the illegitimate son of an astronaut who placed you in a shelter right before you flew off to the moon? I was born to married parents, and we have ample proof of that. Did you just call my mother a whore? How dare you? That's what you know about my father, but now I'll reveal the big secret. Marilyn Monroe was my mother. Now let's go with the top one. Ample proof. Wait, so you're saying it's not true? Ladies and gentlemen of the media, please don't forget to check your facts before asking questions. I'm looking at you, Joe. Joe's back. Yes, Alta, I checked everything. Sir, I'm Joe Lynn from the newspaper right in the center. My question is, do you know anything about reports that you frequently signed up for volunteer organizations? I'm trying to keep track of all the lies that were decided to spread. That's a lie. I never volunteered to go to Mars. What? Yes, I try to help those in need whenever possible. Mr. President-elect, according to my sources, you are now working on an amendment to the Constitution, and all the noise surrounding your first executive order is just cover. Could you please comment? You journalists are the ones making the noise. We're quietly working on several initiatives. What the hell? My plan was ingenious, and now you've ruined it. I find your speculations quite insolent. Alta, let's shut down this clown show. We're playing it cool. We're quietly working on several initiatives. Is it true that you are preparing to introduce an amendment in case the Supreme Court blocks your first executive order? The Supreme Court won't be blocking anything. We're doing everything in accordance with the law. Ladies and gentlemen, I did warn you, but you wouldn't listen. Unfortunately, we're forced to conclude this press conference. Just a moment, Alto. Let me share a few thoughts in closing. This might be a bad idea. Folks, I appreciate your professionalism, but I must also ask you to appreciate my time. I will soon be president, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll pay for this. Yeah, let's go with appreciate your professionalism, but I must also ask you to appreciate my time. Thanks to those of you who followed the rules of proper decorum today. Until next time, that's a pretty good first press conference, I think. Cowboy, they wanted a war, and they got one. He started strong and did everything as we planned. I'm glad you didn't fall for their provocations. Joe was clearly trying to catch you up, but you handled that perfectly. For future reference, if something like that happens again, it wouldn't be a bad idea to show a little emotion. The people can understand that. Those bastards were being completely disrespectful. I had to stop them before they forced you to blurt out something. Okay. Be a bit tougher. Oh, 0.3% ratings bump. Berta Glover of Left 4 Dead says, Mr. President-elect has challenged convention and crushed it. Rather than sit safely behind his team, he launched a counterattack against the mainstream media and emerged victorious. Kowalski, landscape designer, says, Sir, I finished decorating your headquarters. I brought 2 truckloads of snow from the Himalayan peaks. What? To dress up the squishy and black New York City snowdrifts. What? It's just gonna melt. And then, of course, some live deer on top. They beat their hooves nobly and snort. Everyone loves it. You brought real deer? Sands magazine has already written that with your arrival in the White House, the country will be shining like snow in the headlights. The photographer says, Sir, 2 hours of Hollywood makeup did not go to waste. A photo from the press conference made the cover of Men's Face magazine. If I were a man, I would die of envy. Okay, so this is increasing our approval rating, which is good. Not very much money, too. Melissa Jenkins, the prosecutor general, says, Sir, President Feist signed an executive order pardoning 100 convicts. Among them were his cousin Thomas, sentenced for cocaine possession, a wealthy heiress who is serving time for fraud, and a businessman convicted of tax evasion. Oh, he could have pardoned the guy that we threw into jail from the beginning. It's scary to imagine 100 dangerous criminals roaming free in our beautiful country. Would you like me to delay the pardoning procedure so the convicts don't get out until Feist is out of office? Yes. Head of the Natural Resources Defense Council, Yakto Rashid. Mr. President, your predecessor withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement. In the meantime, U.S. greenhouse gas emissions have increased by 8%. Why don't we sign the treaty again and protect America from extinction? Sure. Ellie says, honey, the editor of a body positive magazine invited me to do a shoot for their 2021 calendar. I would love to do it, but first I want to check with you. It's supposed to be a nude photo shoot without makeup or retouching. Would you agree to let the whole world see your first lady unadorned? No. That seems like a real bad idea.